Welcome to the podcast. It's Mr. Ish. We're here at Kips Bay Boys and Girls Club, Coudert Clubhouse. October, the days are passing by. Season number 8. New room, got a new lounge being kind of built. We're still, waiting on the budgets and all that stuff. But it's coming along. And today we have a special guest in the building. I always like grabbing the new staff. I want to grab them even before they know where the bathroom's at. I want to grab them real early before they even have the email ready. So please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll start the conversation.
You got me a little too late. I already got the email. I got the office.
Oh, you got the key too?
No keys.
Okay,
missing the computers.
Okay, that's okay.
But I'm Justin Ray. I'm the new Teen Services Director here at Coudert. Okay. Before I got here, I was the athletics coordinator.
I gotta give you applause. Hold up a second.
Oh, thank you.
I got my people here. Keep it down, guys. Keep it down.
I'm blushing.
Yeah, keep it down.
But previously, I was an athletics coordinator there at Randall. Started as a specialist, worked my way up to coordinator, working under Darryl Almonte, my athletic director
that's
there.
My boy, D, Mr. D.
Yeah, he's the man. But then, I just got approached about this position here. I had interest, and here I am. A couple interviews later, and now I'm in Coudert. First day officially today.
All right, I got you the first day at least.
Yeah.
All right, so I got you the first day before you start walking around the building and writing me up or anything. Welcome. We go back a little bit because obviously I go to Randall. I deal with Darryl, and I seen you over there. We've done a couple of videos with the kids over there and all that stuff. So you're not new to Kips Bay Boys and Girls Club. You're new to this building.
Yeah.
But sometimes people kind of be like, yo, once you come in that building, it's totally different. Because Randall is his own building. Coudert is his own building. They have like their own swagger, I guess. Their own, kind of a little bit of their own attitude. Mm-hmm. So you'll get used to it. I mean, I always felt that people from Randall don't like people at Coudert, but I think it's also because we don't work a lot together. Well, there's not a lot of people that cross these imaginary boundaries. I'm one of them because I get along with everybody. Mm-hmm. But there's not too many people that be like, oh, I know the athletic director. Oh, I know Eddie. I know, the guy in the back. Just forgot his name. The coordinator, the cadet coordinator. Alvin. So there's not people that relate with a little bit of everybody. So they'll be like, oh, I don't know. I don't know these people. But I know them for a while. Plus, I've been here for a while. So it makes it much easier. I like when we have these big meetings for everybody.
Where you get to meet everyone. Well, yeah. It's the good thing for me is I'm coming into a little familiarity. I worked with Jason, the education director. He was at Randall while I was there for a little while. And then I know Anthony, I know Arhelis. So I'm familiar with, and I met you already. So I'm familiar with a few people already.
So technically, you know all the big dogs.
Yeah,
you know all the people that you need to know in this building to move on. And then as long as you know Chef Evie, because every time she cooks a little something for us.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah,
man.
Chef Evie. You always get along with the people, for the maintenance people and the kitchen people. Like I know all the maintenance people in Randall because of Chuckle, and then I know the kitchen people because when I go over there, hey, how you doing? And make sure that you got a hamburger for me, okay, Mr. Ish. So I make sure that I know the lady over there. Plus, her daughter used to work here. So I always get familiar. Even I work in the school system, and that's the first two people I know. Yo, who's the maintenance guy here? Let me talk to him. Make sure he got my garbage out, and let me talk to the kitchen lady. Make sure she don't need nothing, need copies. I got you, boo, because you never know when you're gonna need those people.
No, that's true. You do. You never know who you're gonna meet. Who you listen. I try to be nice to everybody because you really never know
when they're gonna cross paths.
Yeah, somebody you're gonna need them at some point. So you be kind to everybody, and then you see where it goes from there.
So this is a new title for you. Mm-hmm. Are you eager? You ready to jump into this and start making some moves?
I'm excited, man. So I've kind of been itching for this. So for a while through the interview process, I was waiting. And then when I finally got the word, I kind of wanted to dive right in because it was just, all right, let me get to work. I don't like standing still for too long. So very eager to get going, really eager to meet the teens. Tomorrow starts our teen night. So this is coming out. This is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6:30 to 9:30. We have our teen nights coming out. So I had the opportunity to work with the teens over at Randall for a little bit, participate with the Youth of the Year program as well. And
I know Darryl was big on the Youth of the Year when he was here.
That really? Yeah. So, he was big on it there. We're at Randall, and we got our guy Nana, who's now at Brandeis University out in Massachusetts. He won state. He represented us in the regional tournament. He finished in second place, but he absolutely killed it. And honestly, working with him has shown me that I can do so much more with the teens. So, me coming here, eager to get going, getting these kids to learn some new things, have some fun, get them in the right place. It's very easy to get tied into the wrong stuff
Of
where we're
course, of
from.
course.
So I was taught at a young age. You don't have to do the wrong thing to have a good time. So if you could come down here to Kips Bay, spend just 3 hours with us for teen night, you're starting on the right track. So that's my goal. Just get people in the door.
Well, I'm definitely one of your staff members for Teen Night. I was eager last year because we didn't have, like Teen Night was happening, not happening, happening. But whenever we did have Teen Night and I have the kids doing podcasts, it was eye opening for them. It was like, oh my God, like so we could talk about anything we want. I was like, yo, do anything you want. Just try to keep a couple of things out of it. Religion and sexuality, I try to keep out of those two. But everything else, you want to talk about girlfriends, you want to talk about school is hard, you want to talk about your applications, whatever you want to talk about, sneakers, basketball, whatever. So once you
Yeah.
once you motivate them to be like, yo, we could talk about anything, they start, talking, and then they were eager to, just come up and talk about music, talk about anything like that. I like the channel that once you start building that confidence with them, they could come up to you and be like, yo, Mr. Ish, I need help with this, or I wasn't thinking about this. So that's the goal for me. Is always throughout the building is just to help 6-year-old to an 18-year-old. Like I just want to be present. I want to be able to just guide them along the right way, like you said, guide them through the path that that some of us need guidance through.
Yeah.
So
Well, actually, with what you're doing, first off, I studied radio and television production in college. So going through this field and seeing what you're doing with the podcast stuff, I love it. And I'm excited to work with you. We haven't been able to talk one-on-one yet
no, we talk
about
one-on-one
like
right
the
now.
plans. Yeah. So we're here now. But a lot of the things that I want to do, I would love to bring, make media a big focus for
Oh,
these
of course.
teenagers because when I was younger, I didn't discover radio, like sports radio and editing up until when I was 17, 18 years old. These kids now here at this clubhouse have the exposure when they're 7,
Definitely.
and that's incredible. So what I would love to do, and since you're here right now, I wanted to do a Kips Bay News.
Yeah, we tried that when we had Miss Margaret. She
Mm.
won Youth of the Year twice. Why oh why? Just to say that. We tried it with her, but what happened is that how we worked here for a minute. The turnaround, like we put a lot of energy into specific, like say 5 kids, and then one of them doesn't show up. The camera person, oh, my mom's not taking me there no more. And all of a sudden, we don't have a solid group that we could keep doing it with. So it became very hard for us. So that was one of the difficulties that we have. So we got to really like, hey, guys, we're doing this for you, but we need you to show up type of thing. So once we get that group, the knowledge and teaching them, that's the easy part. It's just getting them to buy into it and to be here all the time, or at least the day that that we're doing this project.
Yeah, well, I mean, a big key is one, you teach them a little bit of everything. So you teach them how to talk, you teach them how to edit, you teach them how to record, and therefore, when you're missing a body, somebody else can step up, and hopefully it becomes a big enough thing where if somebody is out, we have that substitute. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So that would be the key. But I love media, I love news. I've always wanted to go into sports radio and do this right now. So I feel like right now I'm on WFAN talking
All right.
talking to Joe Beningo and Evan Roberts right now. But so this feels cool. But yeah, I feel like that's a program that I really am passionate about and really would love to build over here. And it's gonna be me and you here.
And the funny thing is that when I was going over there, every time I go over there, I sell the program, and I was going there to Daryl. I'm like, yo, Daryl, why we don't have a baseball podcast? And he was like, yo, let's do it. I'd be like, okay, where we at? Like I could carry the equipment. Like I could come over here. I don't have a problem. That never fell through. Eddie, the same thing. Yo, guys, we have this. Why don't we have a aquatics podcast? To highlight the times that you guys do your how you call it, your
like the swim meets,
the
and
swim
all? Yeah.
meets and all that stuff. And every week we highlight a new swimmer. What they're doing. Just stuff like that. We never got to it. I think sometimes it's location. Like I'm here, they're there. But I've been speaking to Sinclair, and I'm like, look, I'm gonna make myself available to go anywhere I'm needed. If you need me on Tuesdays somewhere, then let's schedule that into the mix and let's get it done.
Yeah.
I want some fresh stuff. We about I think 500 podcasts in already.
Oh wow.
This is my 8th year doing it. So not that I'm getting bored, but I'm growing up with the same kids. I don't want to be here talking about school uniforms and sneakers all the time.
Yeah.
I try to edit in my mind most of the podcasts, but we have a lot of listeners. I think we have 18,000
Oh wow.
now. We have about 93 different countries. So it's not, we're still number one in anything that has to do with Kips Bay or anything that has to do with Boys and Girls Club podcast. We're number one, but nobody could outshine us. It's because of volume and because we have, a lot of seasons. So we're doing well. People are listening to it. It's
Well,
just a matter of getting out there and get the kids interested.
and you know what? I mean, just not even doing like I said, the Kips Bay News thing. It doesn't even need to be limited to just Coudert. This can be a thing that we incorporate every clubhouse.
Definitely.
That's like you said, you getting out and about, going to these different clubhouses and familiar with new kids, getting more kids to sign up for it, and then next you know, it's a big thing, and everybody from each clubhouse is participating, whether it be one clubhouse is making newspapers, one clubhouse is doing news packages, another one is doing this. There's a way that we can incorporate every single clubhouse and not just limit ourselves to Coudert and just the teens.
And
But
then the good thing about this equipment is that I actually could get people calling in. So so even though I have like 4 mics, 4 lines, I could get people calling in. So if we're talking about something, I don't even have to be in Randall. We could be setting it up here, and I'll be like, okay, so now we have this person calling in and telling us whatever. So it's kind of easy in that sense because it's a direct line to them. We could be in 2 different places and still get it done. Either whether it's from a phone, whether it's from an iPad or computer, we could get it done. So we just need to work on scheduling. So now that you mentioned it, and you're on the director's email, so when something is happening, just let me know and we'll figure it out.
definitely.
So that we we on top of it. I want to start the new year, bigging up everybody. Big up staff members. We're gonna have now what is it? Staff member of the month.
Yeah. I hear you're in the running, right?
Well, I should be number one. I already put in so they could name the award after me. I mean, I don't think that's wrong. I mean, if I definitely lose, I'm gonna protest. I'm gonna do like Donald Trump. I'll be like, recount.
Demand the
The
recount.
recount in front of me. I don't know what's going on here. You got 21 papers. We got 18 staff members. I don't know what you're talking about. There's a recount here. So I'm gonna put
I guess we're gonna have to talk to Jason and Brittany.
Yeah.
about that.
They should have never counted it. They should have just said, "Okay, thank you for filling it out." Yo, it's just the first one. Let's get him out the way because we're gonna have a problem.
So what do
if
you
he's not.
need for a staff of the month? You need a plaque in the front or something?
Well, I really wanted to have like it was either the bathroom or the coat check after my name. That's my goal. So when I leave out of here, they'd be like, "Yo, that's the ish coat check or the bathroom."
The bathroom? Why
One of
the
the two. Because people use it. You know what I'm saying? People use it, and maybe I put a hand blower, something special in that bathroom. Like maybe do something special like that. Maybe they change the tiles to a green or something. I don't know, but I figured that it'll stand out. So
Ish's bathroom.
It's just bathroom.
I can see it. I can see
Come
it.
on, I started here in maintenance, so I actually did almost every job here.
Really?
I started in maintenance. That lasted about not even 3 weeks. And then I went to the front door. And then from the front door, I went upstairs to be what we call a regular staff. And then from regular staff, supervisor. And supervisor, I just moved everywhere. And this job, as soon as they opened Digital Arts, which was, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, Dan already knew that was my interest. I have my own company. I do videography and photography and stuff like that. So I've done weddings for him and family and friends and stuff like that. So he already knew I had the interest in it, but he was like, "Oh, I already got somebody." I was like, "Oh no, that job is mine." So I guess within the year, the guy wanted to hire me, but I was still more valuable somewhere else. And eventually, I just pushed myself on them and just made myself, digital arts, person.
Yeah.
And they're just like, "All right, he's getting it done, so let's leave him alone."
The work looks good, man.
Yeah. No, thank you.
So
Thank you.
how long have you been in digital arts? I mean, not just with this program, but before that.
Well, I come from my job before coming to Kips Bay. I worked in a video store for 28 years. So my job was only renting movies and stuff like that, but my job was editing. Okay. So I edit people's home movies, their slides, their videotapes when people used to use video cameras and stuff like that. So that's how I started my own company, and then I started doing this is my interview or your interview? Oh, okay.
Listen, I studied journalism too, so I asked
thank you.
questions
I like the way you switched it around, but okay. So and then I started doing the editing more, and then I started doing parties. But I was always a DJ since I was like 14 years old. So I come back from the music, era. So doing a Sweet 16, quinceañeras, weddings and stuff. And then I started just doing music videos, going around the world. Went to Japan for a couple of tours.
Wow.
And stuff like that. So it became a valuable thing for me to do. And when I got here, I was like, this was brand new. Podcasting was new about, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, and I was like, if I could get the kids to talk about themselves, then this will be golden.
Yeah.
It'll be a way for them to communicate. It'll be a way for me to show them interviewing skills. It'll be a way for me to have them doing debate because kind of this is a debate, at times, so it'll get me to relate with them because now we're dealing with a 6-year-old is gonna want to talk about a pet or or how their weekend ones,
Yeah.
and a 13-year-old is gonna want to talk about why is she talking about me, and so you have to
Yeah.
be related to all these different age groups, which keeps it pretty honest. And then the only thing I kept it is that I never wanna come up with a subject matter. Because if I do, then the person has to do research. We really have to okay, we've done a couple. We've done like a breast cancer one and it
Yeah.
was really, really good. But the kids don't want to do research. So,
Yeah, they just want to talk.
They just want to talk.
Yeah.
So we have to pick subject matters that they interested in and get them to talk. As long as we get them to talk, most of the time we have a pretty good podcast. We average about eight podcasts, 8 to 12 podcasts a week that we post.
Oh, wow.
So
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So it's a big volume. I think in the summertime we posted like 78 podcasts or something.
Are you the one editing it, or do the kids edit it too?
Well, because of time frame, especially for the after school, I'm the one that's editing. So usually on Fridays, you catch me in my office and there's straight speakers, headphones, editing straight through. Like this particular machine that you see here, the Rodecaster Pro 2,
Yeah.
this every line here is a separate track. So even though you're looking right now, we have 6 tracks here, then we have 8 tracks here. So it's 32 different lines. So each one is a separate track. So it gives me a lot to control. But when you're editing, as you know, it's 32 different files.
Yeah.
So and then you have to combine those, change the sounds, and make it all into either a WAV file or MP3 or whatever. So it takes a little time. I mean, I'm really good at it now in the sense that I'm quick. If I don't like something, I just throw it out. I have enough volume that if the sound is too much and it's clicking from the air conditioners or the kids are going, I'll just be like, I want
Just toss it.
as
Yeah,
much
just
as I'm
toss
trying
it.
to save it, let's get away with that and put something else up.
No, listen, but I love what you guys are doing with that. I mean, I feel like, especially podcasting, it gives, especially with the kids, just gives them a little avenue to express themselves. Like you said, maybe that 6-year-old talking about his pet, that might make his day right there.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like just talking about a little goldfish, or that person talking about somebody was talking bad about them in school, just getting that off their chest. And
I'm gonna tell you a funny one. I had a little kid. We were talking about I don't know how they came up, but they were talking about death, and I was like, "You want to do a podcast about death?" I was like, "Oh, okay, let's do it." So we started talking, and he was like, "My goldfish died, and we had to flush it down the toilet and all that." And we sat there and we did a prayer and all that. I was like, "Oh, that's nice." But he said, but then I went outside and I said, "Grandma, when you die, we can't flush you down the toilet, right?" So I was just like, "Oh, this is golden. This is too funny." So you get the honesty from the kids that is just like, wow, this is like that was the moment that I wanted, like that's the thing that I wanted to just be like that switch and be like, yo, that was funny.
Yeah.
And even though it was a subject matter that was death, we made it more like, hey, your pet passed away, whatever. We kind of talked more about stuff like that than actually, death in the family. But it's a subject matter we deal with regardless. So, so it was pretty cool. So I just heard downstairs you know a little bit about fantasy football.
I am a one-time champ. I'm
one-time
sorry,
champion?
I'm not onto your level,
Yeah,
Mr. 3-time champ, but
Yeah.
I'm a one-time champ in my league. Thanks, Mr. Aaron Jones of the Green Bay Packers. I'll never forget the day I won. It's been so long. It's been so long. I waited. I think I've been in this one league for I'm 25 now, so it's been about 10 years.
Oof.
I've been in this league, and I've won once.
You're like a Jet right now. You're like a Jet. You only won one Super Bowl ever.
I'm like the
Yeah.
Rams. I sold out for one, and then I'm never getting it again. But no, I've been 4 times to the championship, lost every single one but that one that I got. And
That's tough.
fantasy football definitely keeps me engaged, but it makes me want to pull my curls out.
So let me give you the connection. I didn't want to tell you before we started talking. The connection with fantasy football and this. I actually I was doing fantasy football and I won and I'm at the bar and they're celebrating. No one's calling me by my real name. Everyone's calling me 3-time champ. And people are like, what's going on with this guy? I got my rings on, blazer. I just retired myself. I got a Hall of Fame blazer and everything. So somebody approaches me and they're like, yo, what's going on with you, bro? Everybody's like coming over here, giving you handshakes. And I'm like, I play fantasy football. I'm 3-time champion. Look at my rings. Oh, my God. I have a radio station and I want to interview you. I don't know nothing about this, but I hear a lot. So I was like, cool. So we made an appointment, and it was like a podcast that she was going to put up. So we get on, and the podcast is supposed to be 15 minutes. 2 hours later, we still there. They were like, yo, you need a show. And I was like, where you think they were like, you just talkative and you're funny and you're quick on your feet, so you could talk about anything. And I was like, you know what? I kept that in the corner of my head. And then I was like, when I started researching, I was like, yo, I think I could do this. How much is the equipment? And with Sinclair's help and DQ's help, they got me the equipment. I said I could make lesson plans and I could make it happen. So that's how technically the podcast came out of from that show. I'll send you. I have the clip. I'll send you the show. It was quite funny. So it came out from doing that, and I was like, okay, so I know I could obviously talk about myself, but to get the kids sold on it, since it's something new, it was easier.
Yeah.
It was easier. And then, hey, we're gonna put you on Apple. We're gonna put you on Spotify. We're gonna put you on all these platforms. You could share it with your family. You could share it with your friends. You could be internet. How you call it? What they say now?
Like one of these YouTubers.
Yeah, one of these YouTubers.
Yeah.
If that's what you really want to do. My daughters are hooked. I got my own equipment at home. My daughters do podcasts.
Really?
Yeah, they have their own green screen, and they do they do stuff with their dolls, but they also do makeup tutorials. It's just like a family thing now. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So I'm all in on it. I'm all in on it.
Man, I need to get like you, Ish. I gotta
Man,
get
come
more
on.
on my editing game.
Yeah, come
man.
on. Once you start, once you start doing the editing, and now I think last year was the first year that I really want to do video podcasts, because that's kind of like now you can see the kid that's there
Yeah.
and kind of relate with that. So I have the equipment for that. That's why we have this new setup coming up.
Yeah.
I've done like interview with Dan and Sinclair and Miss Brittany and stuff like that just to put it out. I think that we're gonna focus this year on Brent's Club.
Well, that'd be nice.
So I want to do every podcast that I do for Brent's Club. I want to make it a video podcast, so that way we could really have the face and the voice with it. We could also show, we could show Brent's Club, the Robert Shapiro Foundation, what we're doing, and we could put a face with it. We could put a smile with it. We could put a tear with it. So they could be more relatable to it. So I think that's what I'm going to focus this year on Brent's Club, doing it on video.
Well, we'll be getting these teens in soon, so
Yeah, so that's
get
definitely
that
going to
going
be a
as soon as we can.
good thing. So once we sell that, the kids will be, at first they'll be scared to talk about it because they're like, oh, I don't know what they're going to talk about. But once they see that the avenue is like, we're not judging anyone and it's just more to educate, they'll open up.
Well, it's also very different when you're just doing this. I have the headphones on, you have the headphones on, but it's a completely different ball game when you got that camera in front of you too,
Yeah.
So some people freeze up with the camera.
That's another thing. That's why sometimes, obviously with some of the younger kids, it's hard because they're just looking at the camera. With the older kids, it kind of works, but at the same time, I try to keep the camera as discreet as possible, because if they remember it's there, it becomes they're just staring at the camera.
Yeah.
So I have a 360 camera, I have 4K cameras. So I try to put them in places where they don't remember that it's there. And they'll be like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden they'll be like, oh, you recorded that, right? And I'm like, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So I try doing it that way. Because if I do a full production, which I normally do, I put all the lights and all that, they're like, ooh, this is a lot. So,
It gets hot.
yeah. So the good thing about it is that I could always use the audio. So even if they start looking around, picking their nose or whatever, I can still use the audio.
Yeah.
So that saves me a lot. That does save me a lot. I know I'm taking up a lot of your time. You're
No,
trying to fix your office and do things, but I just wanted to definitely welcome you. I wanted to, make sure that we're going to be working together. We know that regardless, any projects, don't hesitate to ask if I could help, because I'm more than just the podcast. I do a little bit of everything. So I could help you out in most of the fields. And if not, it's just, hey, it's just helping. Why don't you help me too? And type of thing.
But I appreciate it. One, like I mentioned before, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to get going. I've met all of the staff already. We've done a training together. I put them through one training, and it's been a blast so far. The staff is young. They have the energy. Kids are always going to be kids no matter where you go,
Definitely.
know? So I'm excited to be here, man. Itching to get really going. Tomorrow's the big day, seeing how many teens we get walking through that door, and then we can assess, recruitment and where do we go with that. and what programs exactly. When are we going to be doing them? But I'm excited to get going and get this schedule rolling. This is why I'm here, right? To serve. So
Definitely.
can't wait.
And we have to make sure that we get these kids. I always tell the kid, you're never too young to have a resume ready.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if it's just volunteer time or whatever, like I keep my resume updated in my phone. Like, don't ask me if I'm ready for a job. What you talking about? Boom, send.
Yeah.
Like I'm ready because you never know the opportunity that you're gonna get. So that's one of the reasons why I do it. But just so that people could see on the piece of paper, like, hey, okay, this is what his interests are. This is his education. This is where he thrives in. This is where he wants to go. This is his background. So a little bit of everything is just good because that's how a person's gonna remember you.
Yeah.
It's basically your business card.
No, it really is. And honestly, that's one of my. I think it's going to become a requirement for me with these teens where. You give me an hour of your time, I give you two, so you can participate in art, gym, and all that. But a requirement of mine is going to be having those kids get their cover letters in, get their resumes in, work with people like you, work with people downstairs as well to get that going. Because really, when you're 17 and 18 years old, you think you're going to have life all planned out for you, and then you finish high school, you finish college, and it doesn't work out that way.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you felt at 17 or when you graduated from high school.
Oh my gosh, man! Honestly. So I had this mindset. So I'll tell you, I'll take you way back to when I was a freshman in high school. I told myself I was going to be playing second base for the New York Yankees.
Okay.
I was
That's
sold on that.
at least that's good. You wasn't a Met fan, so let's start there. I didn't want to have to shut this podcast down.
Not a Met fan, but I support him though. My grandfather, God rest his soul,
Yeah,
he was
old school,
a
man.
major Mets fan.
I don't know why old school Spanish people they're the National League. They don't even care.
But you know what it is? So for him, it was he's Puerto Rican. I'm 100% Puerto Rican. So he always told me you got to support your own.
Do I have my? Oh, come on, man. I got my Puerto Rico sound clips.
There we go.
All right, I'm ready for this, man.
So he always pushed you got to support your own. And at the time growing up, it was those Mets back in '06. So I had Delgado, I had Beltran and the boys. So
I like Beltran.
he was like, you got to support your own. Beltran's my favorite baseball player, by the way. I always wish I was a switch hitter playing outfield like him, but I ended up at second base. I'm too short to be in center.
One of my favorite players. I don't know why. It's always been like Greg Nettles. Like I like the
I met
old
him.
Yankee. Yeah,
I met him. I was at Con Edison Yankee
Bernie.
Kid
I like
Day.
Bernie. Bernie was. Of course, you can't say no to Jeter. Like Jeter's freaking. But Guidry. I like a lot of the old ones.
The oldies?
Yeah,
I don't blame you.
That's when I started, really, watching baseball. But I used to always love Greg Nettles. I was like, wow. I used to like when he used to dive for the ball and stuff like that. That was amazing to me.
No, it was really cool. So I got to meet him because Daryl gave me the opportunity to pick one of our baseball kids as to be a candidate for a Con Edison Yankee Kid Day.
Okay.
So our kid, Aiden Seda, he's my starting shortstop for our 12U travel ball team. He got selected. And we go over to Yankee Stadium. They get us suited and booted in a suite. It was nice. Had all the food in the world. And then we see Greg Nettles. And my kid, he has no idea who this guy is. He's just like, Coach, who's this? And I was like, yo, he's one of the best defensive third basemen of all time right there. And I was like, use your time to pick his brain. So I had an opportunity to chat with him just a little bit.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was funny because just like 2 days before the game, I was like on Twitter and I saw top 10 Yankee home run hitters, right? And Greg Nettles is up there, and people would never notice, never even know that Greg Nettles is a top 10 home run hitter in Yankee history.
I think that most of I'm pretty sure almost all the single digits are retired, right?
Oh, yeah, one is retired, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
they're all
all
retired.
are. That's crazy. That's one of those. The Yankees are just amazing.
Can you name them all?
Nah, somebody did it on Facebook the other day. I was like, damn, I'm not a real Yankee fan. I can't. I left out a couple. And then, he said the top 10, and then he went on to all of them. He threw Thurman Munson 15. And once he got past those, I was like, okay, Madden. Like, he just started throwing, and I was like, okay, I know Madden. And he started going through all the numbers, and I was like, damn. I said, I would have left out at least 10 of them. I would have left out some of them.
I think I could get a good chunk.
All right, I'll challenge you one day. But I'd have to have it in front of my face, like written. 'Cause I know I'm not gonna remember that. But baseball. I knew that baseball was a big thing in your life. That's how we did videos, with your one of the kids and all that stuff.
I eat, sleep, and breathe baseball. Before I left Randall, I had a couple of my baseball kids sign a baseball for me, so I can take it over here to put in my office.
That's dope.
Yeah. I love nothing more that I love more than my kids. I tell you. So You know, I don't want to take too much of your time now,
No,
too.
I'm working. I'm on the clock, so don't worry about me.
So
So this is my prep time, as you can see.
I didn't get to say goodbye to my kids
Was
because
that by choice, or was that because you knew it was gonna be an emotional
so
thing?
I told some, and it wasn't by choice. I was planning on telling them this past Friday because this past Friday was supposed to be my last official day at Randall, but
Oh,
Mother
the
Nature had
snow,
other
yeah,
plans,
the
and
storm.
the storm happened, so we ended up doing a rapid dismissal. So I couldn't, you know, actually say goodbye to all of the kids that I had. But later that night, I got on a Zoom call. It was a complete surprise, and it was all of my baseball kids on the Zoom call,
That's dope.
and I had to break the news to them there, and I was. As you get to know me, man, listen, I love my kids. They'll make me cry. I started crying on that Zoom call. I told them, listen, I love them. You know, they all have my number. I'm a phone call away whenever you guys need it,
Yeah,
whether
and
it
it's
be
not like you're
baseball,
not gonna
school.
be there for them. It's just like you're moving on in the sense that now you're gonna be helping some other
Yeah,
kids for
yeah.
now. So you're sharing your knowledge and
Hmm.
what you bring to the company.
Yeah.
You know, to our, we call it the shield.
Yeah,
And
Sinclair, listen, Sinclair told me.
what you bring to us. So that's one of the reasons too. That's one of the reasons too why I want to bounce to different places is because I feel like the kids over here, not that they're spoiled, but we have podcasts. Like we have it. Like they know it's gonna be in the schedule. They know that this is gonna be a program. Randall, I bought equipment, but they don't really have it.
Yeah.
Like Droznik, I bought equipment, but that's not someone that could do it. So there's other kids that maybe this is like yourself, like you said, this could be one of the things that they'd be like, you know what, I want to do this. I want to get into communications. I want to get to behind the camera. I want
Yeah.
to get to newscasting or something like that. And this might be the void that we could fill up, even if it's once a month or twice a month that I'm there. It could be something that could be like, hey, you know
Yeah.
what, that's something I should look into. So that's one of the
Absolutely.
reasons why I want to bounce around.
Absolutely.
That's at least what I'm gonna tell my bosses. I think I'm gonna sell this. I think I got this. They usually don't tell me no. I have to admit they the company. I have to admit they've been very good with me. I ask for a lot. I know that I ask for more than I'm supposed to. Then they bring me down to earth. Then I ask for a little bit more. But at the end of the day, they see production. They see that it's happening. They see that there's interest, and they see the growth. Because when I started this, I had nobody. I
Yeah.
had one listener, which was me, and I had no audience.
Yeah.
So every year, I average about a good 2,000 new listeners, 22, 25. So they see the increase. They never see a downfall. And, it's here. Communications is here. We can't change that. We all going to have to speak up for
Yeah.
ourselves or do interviews like this or maybe be in front of a class doing a book report. And
Yeah.
this could be one of the things that broke them out of, being shy.
Hmm.
If you don't believe it, I was shy when I was young.
Really?
Yeah, I was shy.
Nah, I'm the same way. I mean, off camera, I'm a little quiet, but when you get me on a mic, if you talk having me talk about sports, baseball, football, basketball, well, especially Knicks basketball, I'll talk your ear off about
Are
that.
you a Knicks fan?
I'm a diehard Knicks fan.
All
My
right,
ringtone
I'm
is
I'm
the
a
Go
Celtic
New
fan.
York. Go, get out of
Yeah,
here,
I'm a Celtic
man.
fan. I'm all over the place, man.
Well, it's funny actually. My favorite basketball player is Paul Pierce.
Okay,
So-
you have good taste.
So
Mine's is Larry Bird.
Larry,
Yeah, Larry Bird.
and one of them were listen. The kids don't know enough about him.
Nah.
Listen, I'm 25. I didn't get to watch him play, obviously, but I'm a big sport
Larry
guy, so
legend.
I've watched the highlights. I've seen the games.
I'll
the
send you a
old-time
video. I
games.
got a good highlight video. I'll send you.
Yeah, he-
That the guy was like Larry Bird. They should change the logo just to Larry
to
Bird.
Larry Bird.
That's how much of a monster he was.
I love
He didn't take no shots
I love his confidence. I love the story of him walking in for the 3-point competition. Which one of you guys are coming in second?
He started shooting up with his warm up suit on. He didn't even take it off. That's disrespectful. You know how everybody used to snap it off? That was a big deal. He didn't even take it off. He left it on. I was like, people were like, "Yo, he's disrespectful." That's crazy. That's like I'm listening to all the stuff that Prime used to do. He said that one of the guys. He said Prime came to the combine. He said in a limousine, didn't warm up, ran the fastest unofficial 40, got back in the limousine and left. When they asked him, "Why didn't you warm up?" He says, "Do you ever see the cheetah stretch?" He says, "You don't see me do that either," and that was his answer. Like Prime is crazy.
No, I love
Prime is a
Prime,
monster.
man.
I love Prime.
I love
Prime
what he's
got me.
doing over there in
Yeah,
Colorado
he
right now
definitely got
too.
me. He got me back into college football. Like I woke up at 9 o'clock to watch the football game. Like I woke up, and even though they were getting beat, I was like, I'm still watching it.
Yeah,
I'm
listen,
still
they made
watching
it
all
close
day.
this past
Yeah, it
weekend.
was good. I enjoyed the victories, and I I respected the losses. The one that they got blown out was a little hurtful, but
The thing that got me into college football is Tim Tebow. I'm a Florida Gators fan, so
okay.
I was that college football era was me. I was doing the Gator chomp when I was a little kid, man.
My college team was Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, because I like Rudy the movie. Like
Okay.
that's one of my favorite movies of all time. So I was always like, okay, I like Notre Dame. Notre Dame is my college. But now that there's so many college teams. Like I went to Penn State for a while because my one of my friends played for Penn State, and then he ended up playing for the Steelers.
Oh,
So
wow.
the Steelers is my favorite team. So I was going to Pittsburgh all the time to watch the games. So just because of that, then I started. Oh, okay, Penn State is cool. And now my sister, she's in Iowa, so I think it's the Hawkeyes. So she sends me like little pictures and keychains and all that stuff. So every once in a while I check on the score so I could make her feel good.
That's sick.
Plus it's black and yellow, so anything black and yellow,
Yeah.
I'm good with that. I'm gonna tell you all my teams first, so that you don't disrespect my teams when you're around me. It's the Yankees.
Okay. Where
I'm
you?
Yankees, and I'm a Ranger fan.
Okay.
Okay, that's because
I'm-
because of ice hockey in Harlem. The Rangers
Yeah,
were my thing.
we've done work with the Rangers out in Randall too. So
Yeah.
I'd say the Rangers. I got
Okay.
to walk on the ice at one point.
Okay, we're gonna disagree on the Celtics. Celtics, Steelers.
I'm a Patriots fan.
Okay, well, you got issues.
I don't want to talk about what happened against the Cowboys yesterday.
Well, my team didn't score a touchdown. They only have a kicker
Nor
now.
did I. It was 38-3.
Yeah, we had 6 points. That means our kicker is the only one. He's the only one that had a beer yesterday. And then what was the last sport?
He said
Hockey,
basketball,
right?
hockey.
No, hockey, basketball,
And
hockey,
baseball.
football. I think that's it. In 1 year, and my son is my son is your age, 25. Jesus Christ, that could be your dad. He 1 year, all our favorite teams won. Well, all his favorite teams, because he's a Penguin fan.
Okay.
The Rangers didn't win, but every team that he likes won the championship.
Lucky guy.
I told
man.
him no other time in your life would this happen. Like they're all mixed up. He's a Celtic fan also. He's a Yankee fan. So every team won. I was like, yo,
Wow.
man, I would be right now so joyful, like taking every newspaper, like every article out, because this probably never.
Yeah, that'll never happen
There's
in his
Cub
lifetime
fans that
again.
never got a championship,
Yep.
and this guy had every sport. So
That'll never happen
that's
in his
crazy.
lifetime again.
Yeah, that was a good year. I have to admit.
The only championship that I have outside of the Patriots, which I've been very spoiled with. My favorite championship moment, my favorite sports moment of all time was way back in 2009 when the Yankees won. I was in 5th grade. I don't consider myself one of those spoiled Yankee fans. I didn't have the 90s team. All I have is
I was
09.
I was in a club with them already. I was in the club with them since '96.
Mm.
Like I used to DJ in China Club, and right after the games, they used to be in China Club, and they used to sign all my stuff and everything.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so it was like, we were there one time with what's the year that they played the Braves?
96?
Was it '96?
It was 96 and 99.
Okay, so I don't know if it's '97.
believe
It
so.
might have been '99 because the guy from the Braves was there, and he was like, he was really getting disrespectful. And then all the big Yankees came through, and that quieted down real quick. But he was like, with the Braves, we got this, and then all the Yankees started coming in, and just stay in your section over there, Bobby. Just relax over there. We're gonna send you a bottle. Just relax. We might send you the bill too, so don't get out of control. So I've been spoiled that I got to I never got to go to a Super Bowl though.
That I could only. You know what the thing is? I'm not a big. I got to go to these football games thing. I do enjoy sitting down in my house, being comfortable on a Sunday with a big screen TV and being able to watch my team. I've seen a couple Patriots Super Bowls in my life, and nothing better than sitting home and watching it. I don't miss a thing.
What about Patriot game? Have you gone to a Patriot game?
So I've been to 2. I've been to one that was a preseason game where I got to see Tom Brady. That was when Jimmy G was still on the team. So I got to see him play the first quarter or the first series. And then the second Patriot game I went to was just this past year or 2 years ago when Mac Jones got his first win against the Jets.
And then that was he deserved that one. I've gone to Pittsburgh a lot, and hanging out there and going to the games and being from New York, but we all go with our jerseys, like going to the tailgate, having access to the clubhouse,
Yeah.
meeting the owner, seeing the trophies, going out with the guys after the game. Like that's not an experience that I will ever forget in my life.
Waving the terrible towel. You have one at
Dog,
home?
I got one in my car. I keep a terrible car all the place. I'm trying to get my dog a jersey now, so it's got to be custom made. So you got to wait a couple of
I got to
days.
get my dog a Yankee jersey. I just got a puppy
What
a
you
few
have?
months ago. He's now 7 months. His name is Chip. He's a beagle Chihuahua mixed with a bunch of other stuff. He's adorable, but he is a headache.
I got a Jack Russell. He just turned 1.
Those are big dogs.
No, he's a small
No?
dog. 14,
Oh, okay.
a little 14-pounder. But the energy that he got, oof, that guy's all over the place.
Wait till you see my dog, man.
But you have to take him to get trained, man.
I
it does
believe
a
me,
lot.
I know. We've paid for the training. We've
Gotta
done a
go.
little bit of it, but training's expensive too. So
I did the first 6 weeks, and then I went to the advanced 6 weeks, and it paid a lot because you want to be I want to be able to walk my dog into one of these dog walks and stuff,
Yeah,
and
the
let him
dog parks
and let
and
him
all
the
that,
dog park
yeah.
and let him loose. And not have him bite somebody or just play around too rough with a dog.
Yeah.
So once you get him in that road, like I'm good. I could go to downtown. I usually spend a lot of time downtown or in Brooklyn, and I take him to the small dog park. Hey, here you go, run around, take a stick, and I'm not worried about
wow.
none of that stuff because I had Rottweilers before, and those dogs are not meant to be at dog parks. Like they're about themselves. You get too close to their stick, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
And no matter what training is, they're just defensive. They always like defending their territory. So I didn't want a dog like that no more. I wanted a dog that my daughters could walk, which they don't do, that they could clean up after, which they don't do, and at least have fun with, which sometimes they do.
Yeah, I love my dog. The reason we actually got one was my longtime dog named Buddy. He passed away. Now going on 2 years.
Wow.
So 2 years ago that he's passed away. So now we just got this puppy Chip, and I didn't experience the puppy phase with my last dog. I was too young. I didn't clean
Yeah,
after
you
him.
didn't
It was my parents doing that. Now I'm feeling
now's
it.
everything on you.
I'm dealing with it all. Him
Yes.
breaking furniture, biting through blankets,
It's like a new
pooping
baby.
on couches.
It's a new
Yeah.
baby, man. That my wife wanted a son, and I was like, cheaper for me to get you a dog. But I didn't think it was that much cheaper because right now when dog bills be coming in, I'm like, wow, I gotta pay for this again. This is another person. Now he's getting finicky. He don't want to eat the food that we want to make, so now we making steak for him.
Yeah, they're bougie,
Yeah, they're
man.
bougie.
You
It's not
gotta
getting
feed him
bougie.
rice, chicken, all that.
Yeah, so the other day, the chicken, she was making food for him, and I get in the house, and I'm like, wow, that's just smelling good. And, she's stirring it up, and I got my paper plate out. I'm about to bust this down. I just came out of work. And she's like, yo, that's the dog food. I was like, for real? That chicken was smelling good. Had vegetables. It had a little rice in it. I was like, I was ready to bust it down. I said, I had no issue with it either. We both would have been eating it.
Now you got to give the dog the same treatment they probably give you. You got to stare at him while he eats.
That's what I'm
Make
gonna
him
do.
uncomfortable.
I'm gonna stare at him and just be like, "Yo, you want that? You want that little piece of salchicha there?" I said, I just worked hard, bro. Can I get a little piece? Yeah. Let's not make this an hour because we could stay here all day. It seems like. I wanted to introduce you. I wanted to make sure that everyone, now you can share it with your ball players and all that. Let's see how your numbers go up. Tell them, hey, this is what I'm here for. You haven't forgot about them. They're always welcome to come. We could have visitors. They could come and they could sit down and do a baseball podcast. I have no problem with it.
No.
The travel team, I go over there too. If I know on Saturdays, I don't know if you're still gonna be practicing with them or whatever.
They should be starting their clinic sometime in November. So I know for sure if we're not doing any Saturday programming here, I'll be showing my face over there to help out.
All right, so definitely we'll plan that together, and get them to highlight the baseball program over there. I know that a lot of times we highlight just the basketball, but the baseball program is a big deal. We could do that.
Absolutely.
I'll be available on Saturdays. My daughter's doing dancing, so she'll probably be in one of these two clubhouses.
Listen, so but before we wrap this up, I just want to give a shout out. So I didn't get to say my proper see you laters to my people out in Randall, but I just want to say a big thank you to everybody over there, Daryl, Al, Amanda, Alvin, Miss Valerie. I could name so many people from the moment I walked.
Don't forget the maintenance guys.
And don't forget Juan, Ed. You guys are my guys. But from the
kitchen
moment,
lady too. Sorry, don't cut the show. Kitchen lady, I'll mention her too. Come on, Miss Martha. You guys mention
Miss Martha too. Yeah, Miss Martha.
Everybody gotta get love.
She took a picture with me before I left. But I really just want to send my love to you guys. when I walked through Kips Bay, you guys, when I walked through those doors, you guys greeted me with open arms immediately. And I've never worked in an environment quite like that. So I'm grateful to you guys and to my people here now at Coudert. I'm looking forward to working with you guys and growing something special. So, Ish, thank you for having me.
You're
Thank you
welcome,
for
you're
giving me
welcome.
this opportunity, man.
And look, he still works for the company. He still gets a check. It's still signed by Dan. Don't worry about it. We all still here a group. This is what gets, we all a group. I'm available for you guys too. Just give me a phone call. Don't call me direct though. Call him, let him figure it out. Then we get back to you. Then I'll give him my answer. I'm like Jay-Z. I don't like to have a direct phone call. Nah, y'all can call me direct. I'll pick up my phone.
And I live on Castle Hill, so I ain't too far
you
from
ain't
them
too far.
anyway.
You're right there. You're probably gonna walk there before you come over here anyway. Thank you very much, and I look forward to us working together. We're gonna change somebody's life in this clubhouse.
Yes, sir.
And that's all we gotta do. Sometimes we can't change everyone, but we're gonna change somebody's life in this clubhouse. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that. That's enough for me, in the sense that they have a positive male figure to look up to, and I think that's a winning formula.
Yep.
As long as we have positive people here, we have a winning formula. All right, so we'll end it there. Muchas gracias for our Boricuas listening out there. I'm putting my Puerto Rico so that Grandpa can listen to this. I'll make sure I respect his heritage. And it is what is it? Isn't it like a Spanish Heritage Month or something like that? Or
Is
we
it
over
Hispanic Heritage Month?
Yeah, I think it just finished. Now
I thought that was September. Right?
Now we into this is breast cancer and cancer awareness and all that stuff. So we be here. Don't worry about it. We'll have more podcasts to come in. As more projects come up, I'll start bigging up some other staff members. All right, guys, say your goodbyes. I guess you're ready to shout everybody else out. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys, see you later.
See ya.
Check. 1 2 1 2. Check.
I'm like Funk Flex. I get them first.